Hello everyone, welcome to yoga. My name is Cait. I'm a yoga and bar instructor. We're just going to be doing a nice and easy flow today. Get a good stretch in. Feel free to add anything. What I'm doing is just a guide. This is your practice, so if you want to add different poses or stretch in different ways or hold poses longer, feel free to do so. It's your body. You know yourself best. So throughout the whole thing, just do what feels best for you and hope you enjoy. Today we're going to start off in a child's pose. So you can go ahead and walk those hands forward. We're going to be sinking back onto our heels. Those knees can come out at a comfortable angle, about a foot apart from each other. Just walking those hands gently forward, reaching through your fingertips. You can let your forehead rest on the mat or on the floor. Sinking in here, relaxing those hips, maybe shifting from side to side as you get comfortable. We're still warming up here, just getting into our practice. Again, make sure you're listening to your body, whatever feels good. Staying here in extended child's pose, starting to focus on your breath, noticing how you inhale, noticing how you exhale, not doing anything to change your breath. Just getting ready for your practice. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can walk your knees together. Continue reaching through your fingertips. Letting your mind and body slow down here. Taking time to focus on yourself, not worrying about what's happening around you or what's happening later in the week or later in your day. Just taking this time for yourself. Beginning to center yourself. Continue to focus on that breath. Taking a big inhale deep through your nose, holding at the top for just a second, and then exhaling out through your mouth. Releasing all of the air out of your body. Again, inhale deep through your nose. Filling your lungs with air, letting your belly expand down towards the mat, holding at the top, and then exhaling out through your mouth. Continue with this deep breathing, a couple more rounds, breathing in through your nose, exhaling out through your mouth, reaching a little further through those fingertips, sitting a little further back onto your heels. Again, feel free to rock from side to side, shifting those hips, finding whatever feels most comfortable for you. And on your next inhale, go ahead and walk those hands over to the right side. That left hand can come over your right hand, stretching out that left side body. Again, continue sinking onto those heels, reaching through those fingertips. Feel free to have your eyes closed during this. Again, just focusing on yourself. Whenever you're ready, walking those hands back to center, and then walking them across over to the left side. That right hand can come over your left hand, stretching out that right side body, sinking those hips back, taking any tension out of your body, just getting a good stretch. Whenever you're ready, walk those hands back to center, sinking a little further this time. Continuing, breathing deeply. Taking these next few minutes to set an intention for your practice today. It could be a word, it could be a phrase, even an idea or a feeling. Whatever you need in your life, maybe you need some energy. Maybe you need to recenter, re-energize. Maybe this practice is just for gratitude, being thankful for all that you have, all that you have done, all that you will do. Whatever you need this practice for, thinking about that intention and manifesting it as we go through our practice today together. whenever you're ready, gently start rocking your head from side to side, massaging your head into the floor. And whenever you're ready, taking a big inhale, pushing up into a tabletop position. Those shoulders are right over those wrists. Those hips are right over those knees. Just shifting from side to side to begin here onto your right hand and right knee, and then shifting over to your left hand and left knee. Just finding that center of balance here. Listening to your body, and then finding whatever feels comfortable coming into that center. As we inhale, rounding out the spine, gaze comes back towards those knees, pushing out of those shoulders, tucking those hips under, coming into cat here. As we exhale, dropping the belly, gaze comes up towards the sky for cow. Inhaling and exhaling through these two poses, maybe staying in one longer than the other, maybe moving from side to side. Again, whatever feels best for you, moving through cat-cow, connecting your breath with the motion. Whenever you're ready, coming back to center. As we inhale, we gaze over that left shoulder, making a C with our spine, gazing back towards our left hip. Exhale, coming back to center. Again, inhale, gazing over that opposite shoulder, that right shoulder this time. And then coming back to center. One more time, inhale, gaze over that left shoulder. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, gazing over that right shoulder. Exhaling back to center. From here, feel free to stretch out those wrists. You can flip one at a time, or you can turn those fingertips back towards you, rocking back and forth, whatever feels best. Just gently stretching out those wrists. And whenever you're ready, coming back to that tabletop position. As we inhale, extending that right arm out in front of us, reaching, extending through those fingertips. And from here, feel free to lift those left toes back behind you. As we inhale, bringing elbow to knee, carving out that core. Exhale, extending through the toes, extending through the fingertips. Pressing through all four corners of your hand here, really staying grounded, using that core for balance. Inhaling and exhaling at your own pace, extending out, and then bringing everything back in, lengthening your spine. Again, inhaling and exhaling, connecting your breath to your movement. From here, extending out, this time bringing that hand down. Go ahead and place those toes down on the ground, keeping that left leg extended. From here, just rocking forward and backwards, stretching out the back of your leg, however feels best for you. And whenever you're ready, placing that knee back down to the center. Again, shifting from side to side, refining that center of gravity. And then as we inhale, extending those left fingertips out in front of us this time, extending back those right toes, lengthening your entire body here. Inhale, bringing elbow to knee. Exhale, extending out, reaching through those fingers, reaching through those toes, and then bringing it back in, carving out that core. Again, grounding through that planted knee and that hand, pressing through all four corners of your hand, using that core for balance, taking this at your own pace, slowly bringing the elbow and knee in, slowly and in control, extending back out. Lengthening that spine, engaging that core. This time as we extend out, placing that left hand back down, dropping those right toes, keeping that leg straight, rocking forward and backwards, stretching out that calf, stretching out the back of your leg. Listening to your body here, doing whatever feels best. Whenever you're ready, bringing that knee back to center, resetting into that tabletop position. From here, planting into that right hand, inhaling those left fingertips tall. You can gaze up towards the ceiling, opening the heart center, stacking those shoulders, pressing into both knees. And then we exhale, thread the needle, bringing that left shoulder down to the mat. You can keep that right hand planted, or you can bring it back behind your back into a vine, or you can straighten it out in front of you, making a T with your arms. Whenever you're ready, planting that right hand back. Inhale those left fingertips tall, and then placing that left hand back down, resetting here. This time again, planting into the left hand this time, reaching up with those right fingertips, gazing up towards the ceiling. Exhale, thread the needle, bringing that right shoulder down to the floor. Option to keep that left hand planted, straightening it out in front of you, or you can bring it back behind your back into a vine. Taking any tension out of this position. With each inhale, filling your lungs with air. With each exhale, relaxing into the pose. Whenever you're ready, inhale, placing that hand back down into the mat, bringing those right fingertips tall, and then placing that hand back down onto the mat. From here, stepping those hands one step forward, curling those toes under, sending those hips high back into downward facing dog. This is our first down dog of our practice, so feel free to pedal out those feet, bending and straightening your knees, taking whatever movement that you need, making sure that those shoulders are rolling down your back. You're pressing through all four corners of your hand, extending those fingers, letting those heels fall closer to the floor with each movement. Thinking about keeping those ears between your biceps and stretching that spine, lengthening it, keeping it straight. Maybe taking some deep knee bends. Gazes back towards those knees. Whenever you're ready, gaze comes up towards those fingertips, slowly walking those feet up to the top of your mat, coming into a forward fold. Feel free to have a slight bend in your knees, just letting that upper body hang like a rag doll, letting any tension flow out of your fingertips, relaxing your upper body. Maybe shaking your head yes, shaking your head no, releasing any tension out of your neck, maybe swaying from side to side, maybe bending those knees and then straightening them. From here, coming into a halfway lift as we inhale, hands come either to our shins or our thighs. Exhale, forward fold. This time as we inhale, slowly rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Your shoulders, neck, and head are the last things to come up. As you get to the top, rolling out those shoulders, letting them fall down your back. Rolling them back and then rolling them a couple times forward. And then standing in mountain pose here, planting through all four corners of your hand, grounding, or of your feet, grounding down towards the ground. As we inhale, reaching those fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, placing one hand down, reaching up and over, keeping that chest lifted, keeping your weight equally distributed between both feet, planting into the floor. As we inhale, coming back up to center. Exhale, reaching up and over towards that opposite side. Again, keeping those shoulders open, letting that opposite hand slide down your leg. Inhale, coming back up, reaching through those fingertips. Exhale, reaching up and over to that first side. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, reaching over. Inhale, up to center. From here, goalposting those arms. Baby back bend, letting that gaze walk back along the ceiling. Opening up that heart center. Inhale, coming back up, reach through those fingertips. As we exhale, we swan dive those hands down to the floor, back into our forward fold. Again, feel free to have a slight bend in those knees. Maybe taking some movement again here, swaying from side to side, bending and straightening those knees, maybe popping one heel up and then the other, whatever feels good for you. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. From here, planting those hands, stepping or hopping back into a high plank here. We're holding strong for 2 breaths. Those shoulders are right over your wrists, those hips stay down. You're in one straight line. Inhale deep through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. A couple options here. You can come into a chaturanga and then to an upward facing dog from your knees or your toes. So bringing that chest down and then pushing up into chaturanga. Or you can come into a sphinx pose, pressing up on your forearms, whatever feels best for you. And then whenever you're ready, curling those toes under, sending those hips back to our downward facing dog. Again, we're early in our practice here, so feel free to bend and straighten those knees, pedal out those feet, walking the dog. Again, make sure those shoulders are sending back down your back, pressing through those hands. As we inhale, gaze comes up towards our fingertips, slowly walking or hopping those feet up to the top of your mat, coming into a forward fold. Again, taking any movement that you need here. Inhale for a halfway lift. Spine is straight, gaze is a couple feet in front of you. Exhale for forward fold. Inhale, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. As you get to the top, inhale, rolling those shoulders up. Exhale, rolling them down your back. Inhale, shoulders come up. Big exhale, releasing all of the air out of your body. Again, inhale, shoulders come up. Exhale, rolling them back down. This time as we inhale, fingertips come to the sky. Exhale, reaching up and over to the side, stretching out that side body, continuing to ground through all 4 corners of both of your feet. Inhale for center. Exhale, reaching up and over to that other side. That hand can slide down your leg. Keep those shoulders open. Inhale back to center. Exhale, reaching up and over to that first side. Inhale back to center. Exhale up and over. One more time, reaching through center again. Goal, pushing those arms, baby back bend. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, swan diving those arms forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, spine is straight. Exhale, forward fold. Planting those hands, stepping or hopping those feet back to a high plank. Inhale deep through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Again, taking whatever variation you want for chaturanga, or just meeting us in downward facing dog, whatever's in your practice today. Whenever you get to down dog, pedaling out those feet again. Bending and straightening those knees. Whenever you're ready, gaze comes forward towards those fingertips, slowly walking those feet or hopping them to the top of your mat. Coming into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly rolling up again. And rolling those shoulders out just a couple times at the top here. As we inhale, reaching those fingers tall, stepping those feet so they're touching, coming into a chair pose, sinking those hips back, pulling that belly button in, using that core. Your weight should be in your heels here. Feel free to reach to those fingertips, or you can bring them to heart center. Coming back to focus on your breath, sinking those hips low. On your next inhale, bringing opposite elbow to opposite knee, coming into a twist, making sure that chest stays open. Those hands are right at the middle of your chest. We're not sinking down towards those knees, staying lifted. Feel free to extend those arms. Wherever you're at, coming back to center. Keeping those shoulders away from your ears. Inhale and exhale. From here, twisting to that opposite side. Opposite elbow comes to opposite knee. Again, that chest stays lifted. Those palms stay right at the middle of your chest. Option to open those arms up. Opening up the shoulders. Inhale, coming back to center. From here, inhale again, reaching those fingertips up tall. Exhale, swan diving down to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, planting those hands, stepping or hopping those feet back. Options here again to meet in downward dog, or going through a chaturanga down to the mat. Inhale, coming up to up dog, turning those toes, back to down dog, pedaling out those feet. Whenever you're ready, bringing those knees down to the mat, coming back into our extended child's pose, or keeping those knees together, pushing back to child's pose. Reach those fingertips. Letting that belly expand down towards the mat as you inhale. As you exhale, sink a little further back onto those heels. Reach a little further through those fingertips. Letting your head rest on the floor. Whenever you're ready, pressing back up into a tabletop position. Stepping those hands one step forward, curling those toes under, pressing those hips up and back to down dog. This time as we inhale, gaze up towards those fingertips. Stepping forward with that right foot here. Inhale, Those arms come up into warrior one. Those hips are pointing towards the front. Those feet are in different tracks. As we exhale, sending those arms back, airplaning them back. That chest comes over that front knee, holding strong. Inhale back up. Exhale, airplaning forward. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, airplaning forward, sending that weight over that front knee, holding strong. Inhale, coming back up. This time, windmilling those arms down to the mat, stepping back into that high plank. Option to chaturanga down or meeting us in downward facing dog. As you inhale, gaze comes up towards those fingertips. Stepping forward with the right foot, the left foot this time. Inhale, coming up into warrior one. Checking that posture, making sure those shoulders are right over those hips. Reaching through those fingertips. From here, sending that weight forward. Airplaning those arms back. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, airplaning those arms forward. Inhale up. Exhale forward. One more time. Inhale, reaching towards the sky. Windmilling those arms down to the mat. Stepping that left foot back. Chaturanga down or meet us in down dog. From here, gaze comes up towards those fingertips again. Stepping forward with that right foot. Inhale, this time coming into a low runner's lunge. Keeping those hips a little bit lower. From here, planting that left hand down, windmilling that right arm high. Option to drop down onto that back knee, uncurling those toes. If you want a little deeper stretch in those hips, or you can keep that knee up. Gazing either down towards that left hand or up towards those right fingertips, making sure those shoulders are stacked, that chest stays lifted. Making sure that front knee is right over that ankle. Letting those hips fall down towards the ground with gravity. Wherever you're at, dropping that back knee to the floor, bringing that right arm down, slowly walking those fingertips back, straightening that right leg for half split. Feel free to stay up on that left knee, or you can sit back onto your heel, flexing that right foot. Trying to keep your spine straight here instead of rounding out your back, keeping that chest lifted. Gently walking those fingertips forward, bending that right knee again, coming back into our low runner's lunge. From here, placing both hands on the inside of that foot. You can gently heel toe that foot out just a couple centimeters or to the edge of your mat. Coming into a lizard pose here, just opening up your hips a little bit more. You can roll onto the side of your foot, opening up that right knee, or you can come down onto your elbows, whatever feels best for you. Letting any tension out of your hips, getting a good stretch here. Whenever you're ready, heel toeing that foot back to center, framing it with your hands, and then finally walking, heel toeing that foot across your body. So if you're on a mat, it's coming to the opposite side of your mat, dropping that knee down into pigeon, sitting up tall here first, and then you can walk those hands forward as far as you would like, or you can come down onto those elbows, getting a deep stretch in your right hip here. If this is hard on your knees, you can flip over onto your back and do this, just pulling that knee into your chest and then grabbing that ankle, pulling your leg into your chest. Whatever feels best for you. Taking some deep breaths here, relaxing that hip. We tend to carry a lot of emotion, a lot of tension, a lot of stress in our hips. Taking some time to consciously let that go. Releasing any tension, releasing any stress with each exhale. Whenever you're ready, walking those hands back in, sitting up tall, curling those back toes under, pressing into those hands, sending that leg back, and then pushing to down dog. Notice how this down dog feels different than your first. Notice how you feel more warmed up, maybe more comfortable in this position now that we're deep into our practice. Whenever you're ready, gaze comes up towards those fingertips, stepping forward with that left foot this time. Inhale, coming into that low runner's lunge. Again, drawing those hips down towards the floor, keeping that front knee strong. That knee is right over your ankle. Exhale, bringing that right hand down to the floor, lifting those left fingertips tall. Again, option to come down onto that back knee, uncurling those toes. If you want a little bit of a deeper stretch in those hips, if you want a little bit more strength, stay up on those back toes. Getting that twist in your upper body, opening that heart center, opening those shoulders. Whenever you're ready, bringing that left hand back down and dropping that back knee, uncurling those toes, gently walking those fingertips back, stretching over that left leg into a half split. Again, option to stay up on that right knee or sink back onto your right heel. Flexing that left foot. Inhale, walking those fingertips back up to center. Bending that left knee, making sure that knee is right over your ankle. And then placing both hands on the inside of that foot. You can heel toe it a little bit out to the side into lizard, opening up those hips. Feel free to roll that knee open a little bit, rolling onto the side of your foot. You can also come down onto your elbows. Again, coming back to focus on your breath, focusing on your practice here. As thoughts enter your mind, acknowledging them, but letting them pass through, coming back to focus just on your breath. Whenever you're ready, heel toeing that foot back to center, placing that left arm on the other side, framing your foot. And then finally, heel toeing that foot all the way across your body, dropping that knee down, coming into pigeon on the other side, sitting up tall, then walking those hands forward, coming onto your elbows. You can straighten those arms all the way out in front of you. Again, feel free to flip over, do this on your back if this is hard on your knees. Inhaling deep, exhale, releasing any tension, any stress. Taking this time to come back to your intention that you set at the beginning of the hour. Taking some time to focus on whatever that word, that phrase, that idea, whatever that may be for you. Whenever you're ready, walking those hands back in, curling those back toes under, pressing into those hands, sending that left foot back, and then sending those hips to down dog. This is our last down dog of our practice today. Taking any last movements that you need in this pose, Maybe taking tension out of your neck, shaking your head yes, shaking your head no, bending, straightening those knees, pedaling out those feet, or just holding steady. Whenever you're ready, bringing those knees back down to the mat, pushing back to child's pose. Whenever you're ready, walking those hands in, sitting up tall, sending your legs out in front of you. As we sit up tall here, up on our sit bones, inhale, those fingertips come tall. As we exhale, folding up and over. So here, think about pulling your belly button or getting your belly button to your thighs instead of getting your nose to your knees. You want to really keep those shoulders down and back, keep that spine straight, and really stretch from your hips. As you inhale, gently walking those fingertips back in. Inhale those arms tall. This time slowly rolling all the way back down onto your back. Coming into a wall-to-wall stretch, reaching through your fingertips, reaching through your toes. Lengthening your entire body. Taking a couple breaths here. As you inhale, bringing your right knee into your chest, holding it close, making some circles with your knee, one direction and then the other. Circling that leg out, circling out that hip. Coming back to center, doing a couple ankle rolls, one direction and then the other. You can point and flex those toes. And then gently guiding that right knee over to the right side, in towards your elbow, opening up those hips, letting gravity do the work here, letting your knee fall over to the side. Inhale, bringing that knee back through center, bringing it across your body, coming into a twist, extending that right arm, gazing past those right fingertips, getting that slight twist in your lower back. Keeping both shoulder blades planted into the floor, keeping that left leg extended. Inhale, coming back in through center, giving that right knee one more tight squeeze, and then gently releasing it back down onto the floor. Inhale, that left knee comes to your chest, again making those gentle circles with your knee, one direction and then the other. Whenever you're ready, coming back to center, circling out that ankle, pointing and flexing those toes. Whenever you're ready, gently guiding that left knee open to the left side, opening up those hips. And inhale, coming back through center, crossing that leg over your body, coming into a twist on the other side. Gazes past those left fingertips as they're extended out, keeping both shoulders planted, opening up the chest, giving that slight twist in your lower back. Inhale, bringing that knee back to your chest. From here, squeezing both knees into your chest, gently rocking from side to side. Feel free to come into happy baby here, reaching between those knees, grabbing the inner edges of your feet, opening up those hips again, rocking from side to side, maybe straightening one leg at a time. Whenever you're ready, bringing those knees back into your chest. Inhale, squeezing those knees, tightening up your entire body, and as you exhale, releasing all of that tension, straightening out your legs, letting your arms fall by your sides, taking a few deep breaths here. letting your body sink into the floor, looking for any areas of tension, looking for any areas of stress. With every exhale, releasing all of those worries, anything giving you anxiety or stress. Feeling your body become heavy, giving yourself permission to be completely relaxed. Inhale deep through your nose, filling your lungs with air. Exhale out through your mouth. On your next inhale, gently walking those feet in, bringing those knees to your chest one more time. This time, gently start rocking forward and backwards. Whenever you're ready, rocking all the way up into the seated position. However is most comfortable, resting your hands on your knees, keeping your eyes closed. Sitting up tall, taking a big inhale deep through your nose, rolling your shoulders up towards your ears. Sitting up tall as you exhale, let those shoulders roll back down. Inhale, bringing those shoulders up, sitting up tall. Exhale, release. One more time, inhale, shoulders coming up. Exhale, bringing those shoulders down, bringing those hands to heart center, bowing to seal in your practice. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me for yoga today. If you want to end this with a little longer of a meditation on your own, feel free to do so. Otherwise, again, my name is Cait. Thanks so much.